the port city of Dalian. Located in northeastern China in the province of Liaoning, Dalian is a strategic city that was once occupied by Russia. Leaving behind a huge mark with its architecture still very prevalent in the city, Dalian is quite the blend of historic and modern. In this video, we'll take you guys along our journey of the city, showing some of the best places to visit, as well as trying some northern must-have dishes. Let's begin our journey with our high-speed train into the city.
Good morning, guys. Currently, we are in the city of Anshan, and we are about to embark on our railway journey over to Dalian.
We're actually here in Anshan for about 10 days, which is the birthplace of yours truly, and we got to spend a ton of time with his family, eating out a lot. We probably gained like 10 pounds while we were here.
Easily.
Oh yeah. And I don't know what it is, maybe it's a custom here, but every single time we go out, the tables are just like piled on of really great dishes, but so many dishes. And it was really great because we got to have a ton of northeastern food, which we love. But we were primarily here in Anshan for Jason's cousin's wedding. And it was so lavish, so spectacular. We were also able to partake in it because we were a groomsman and bridesmaid.
And after saying goodbye to my family, it is now time for us to embark on our own adventure. We're actually going to be traveling through China for about an entire month, and we're super excited to bring you guys. All right, let's go and hop onto our train. It should be about an hour and a half over to Dalian. We made it on the train. It was a little bit hectic with the amount of people all trying to squeeze on, and people here definitely don't really respect lines. You kind of just like find a spot and just like slide yourself into it. But we're here on the train. We made it. We found space for our luggage, which is most important.
Yep, otherwise it would have been right by our knees. I'd probably be like over here with the luggage in front, but yep, all good.
All good. Hour and a half. Can't wait to get that down here. I don't know if you guys can see right there behind me, that's literally the line to hop on a taxi to get to wherever it is that you're going. Luckily for us, the hotel that we booked is called the Kaiyun Mercure Hotel, and it's actually located right here at the station. So super stoked about that. It's literally gonna take us maybe a minute to walk there. Can't wait to go and check in and show you guys what the place looks like. All right, I'm gonna give you guys a super quick room tour because we skipped lunch today. We are absolutely starving and we need some food ASAP. But here is a really quick tour of the room. Right here by the window, you can see Lauren just chilling on our two little chairs. You do have a nice king size bed. I also do love that. Let's go and check out the bathroom here. In China, it's actually quite common when they have the shower together with the toilet. So when you run the shower, for some reason, they also don't have shower curtains and it just goes everywhere. But here, thankfully, it is separate, so that's a nice touch, but they do not have conditioner, so that is something that is kind of sad. And of course, here is your sink, a little closet area for you to hang your clothes, and because it's China, you gotta have a shoe horn. I'm addicted to that right now. Putting on my shoes is so much easier with it. All right, we're gonna unpack, and let's go grab some food.
We stumbled upon a commercial residential building called the Grand Gateway, and there are a bunch of different restaurants in the area, and we saw this one called Burnt Meat, which is kind of a funny name, maybe a poor translation, but they do specialize in a lot of like roasted meats. But we saw noodles on the menu and they were really calling out to us, so we decided to get two dishes. One, a soup-based noodle with beef, and then a cold sort of dry noodle with pork meat. But we also wanted to load up on some more proteins, so we decided to get a side order of lamb skewers, which is a must when you're in the northeast part of China. These skewers are nice and juicy with all that fat on here, which I can handle just a little bit especially when that cumin just cuts right into it. The spices smell so good and they're making my mouth water already. The sun is just about to go down and our eyelids are getting heavy. We're really tired and we do have a fully packed day tomorrow of exploring the city. So we'll see you guys in the morning.
Good morning from Venice. No, not actually. We're still here in Dalian. China's kind of known for making these fake cities like a fake Paris, but here on the coast of this city, we have Venice. We're gonna spend the morning here kind of just exploring around. We actually ate breakfast at the hotel. Surprisingly, for literally $3 US, you get a whole buffet breakfast. Items weren't too special, but it was really cool to see. Now, we're really excited to explore everything. Right here, we are in San Marcos Square, kind of. You can see the clock tower right over there. It's honestly really beautiful. Also, there's like probably 6 or 7 different wedding/engagement shoots going on. I can see why though. It's a pretty unique spot.
To get to the Venice Waterworld, we were originally thinking of taking a DD, which is China's ride-sharing app. But then we found out that the bus only costs 1 yuan per person. We thought it'd be a little bit complex. We wanted to try it out, and it's actually so simple. If you download the Alipay app before you get to China, it'll make your life so much easier. You can pay for your public transportation like we did. We just created this QR code before getting onto the bus, and we scanned it right then. And you can also pay for other stuff like DD, like food, and even a lot of shopping you can do on there too.
It's kind of nice to get away from the busier parts of the Venice Waterworld. Like right now, we are at the eastern edge of the area. And right here, you can see the canal running through, the beautiful architecture. It's really peaceful and it's so quiet. A lot of you will probably find this tacky, and to be fully honest, we do too. But it is just amazing to get away from the city center, the cars, the people, and just come here for a relaxing walk. Which, by the way, it is fully free. Right now, though, we are getting a little bit tired from walking around, so it's time to find a little coffee. We have secured our coffee. Honestly, it wasn't super cheap at all. It was like $4 for this little thing, just mine, another 4 for hers. I remember coming back to China about 10 to 15 years ago. Coffee shops weren't really that big of a thing. It was mostly tea, but now coffee is everywhere and it is expensive. But I got the coconut latte.
And I got the oat. And another thing is that in China, the coffee is so much lighter than back home. So it tastes a little bit watered down. That's just how they like it.
It's true. You can see the coffee beans that she was using. And I would say it's literally half the amount that, say, Starbucks uses back home. These signs are honestly kind of hilarious. I feel like this has to be a translation issue. Wasting your time on something beautiful.
What does that mean?
No. That's not a waste of
No,
time.
but this one's even more confusing.
Dating you more than everything. Yes,
like-
baby. Dating you more than everything.
Yeah, we should have that as our motto for our relationship.
That's what it should be. It's actually hilarious. Right now we're just heading over to the Donggan Music Fountain Square, which is this really beautiful square, which is about a 20-minute walk from Venice. I'm just gonna call it Venice. But in between, you have this crazy wharf that has so much going on. There's so many different types of street food. You can rent boats in the shape of a car. There's so much going on here, but I feel like right now everything is kind of closed. So if you guys can make it here at night, it's gonna be absolutely amazing. However, we're going somewhere else for tonight, which is really special, and we can't wait to show you guys then.
From Italy to Russia, we made it to an entirely different country, yet we're still in Dalian. And the street is called Russia Customs Street because in 1898, Russia came to occupy Dalian, but for such a short time, only 7 years. But in such a short time, they still managed to erect a ton of different buildings. So you see a lot of Russian architecture right in this area. And they're still dedicating the entire street to Russian culture. So you'll see lots of Russian dolls, little souvenir shops, different types of foods that you might find here that you might also find in Russia.
Yes, but it wasn't just the Russians. The Japanese also occupied Dalian as well. I can't exactly remember when, but because Dalian is such a prominent and strategic port city, there were a lot of countries who wanted to conquer the city.
Kind of vanilla-y, buttery.
I've definitely had this flavor when I was a kid.
Okay, so it's not Russian.
It could be Russian.
We surprisingly couldn't find any restaurants on Russian Street. It was mostly just snack food stalls and a lot of souvenir shops. But right off the street, we came across Laoma Seafood Dumplings restaurant. And we're definitely pretty hungry for some dumplings, but there are 16 of them per plate, which is insane. So we only got 2 different dishes. And they range from 18 yuan to 32 yuan per plate, depending on the types of dumplings that you get. One is a northern specialty that's made with sauerkraut and pork. And the second one is actually a common one that we like to have at home, that Jason's mom likes to make, and it's shrimp with chives, which is very popular here as well.
After a quick half-an-hour DD ride, we have made it over to Binhai Lu, or Binhai Road, which is one of the most iconic coastal drives in all of northeastern China. Now, obviously, you guys can tell we do not have a car. Now, if you did, you get to drive the entire stretch of road, stopping at all the beautiful spots. Thankfully, they did build a boardwalk for all the walkers like us, so hopefully, over the next hour or so, we get to catch some really beautiful views. That was honestly such a great sunset. I actually cannot believe the way that the sun just kept making the sky pop out. We were there for, yeah, pretty much an entire hour just taking photos, taking video. We just could not take our eyes off the double-decker bridge and just the way the orange hues just lit up the sky.
And it was so busy, which makes sense. I mean, that sunset was so awesome and the viewpoint is amazing. So it makes sense that there were so many people taking photos behind the barrier, in front of the barrier, because here nobody cares. On the cliffs, down the cliff, it was pretty cool. And this spot was the Xinghai Bridge Scenic Lookout.
Oh, by the way, if you guys want to find out exactly where it is, don't use Google Maps, it doesn't work. Search it up on Apple Maps and it'll direct you exactly there.
Yeah, but now that the sun has gone down, we're going to be heading to the next and final spot.
Before we head off to our final stop here in Dalian, we had to, of course, go grab one last meal. And in this place, we got 3 different dishes for a total of 144 yuan. First off, we have here to my left, we have a tofu with 1,000-year-old egg. I know the egg looks a little crazy, but I promise this sauce, this tofu, this egg, this combo is absolutely deadly. Literally, me and Lauren can eat an entire one by ourselves. To the right, we just got a little green veggie because obviously you kind of need your vegetables. And right here, the main star is a sort of broiled fish with cornbread in a really delicious sauce. It's honestly a lot of food for only the 2 of us, but we're so hungry from walking around all day. We're so excited to dig in.
For our final stop, we are here at the Xinghai Square, which is the world's largest square at 275 acres. The Xinghai means a sea of stars, which is so iconic because at 7:30 p.m. there was an entire light show where all the buildings surrounding the square go in synchronization with twinkling lights, and it was so cool to see. We did miss the fountain show, unfortunately, which went off at 7 p.m. We thought it would happen again because that's what people told us, that it would go off every half an hour, but unfortunately it only goes off once at night. Jason managed to catch it at the very tail end, which was pretty cool. But with that, our time here in Dalian is over, but we'll catch you guys in the next video.